Hello and welcome to day 3 of the 10-day trauma-informed yoga series. I'm Adriana, trauma-informed yoga teacher and physiotherapist. And day 3 is all about growth. Let's dive right in. I invite you to join me in a comfortable sitting form to start today's practice. We will move through some neck movements here and then move on through the rest of the practice today. So whatever way that feels comfortable for you to sit, go into that form now. And as I mentioned, today is all about growth. And I ask you to ask yourself if there is a growing edge that you are working through right now. Maybe there's something that you're finding challenging in your life or something that's really new and exciting, something that might be helping you to grow. Maybe have that in your mind throughout today's practice. I invite you to bring your left ear to your left shoulder, feeling a gentle stretch through the right side of the neck. Holding for one breath here, and then turning to the other side, so bringing the right ear to the right shoulder, perhaps feeling a stretch on the left side of the neck. Moving back and forth a few times here, getting some movement through the upper body, through the neck, at your own pace, maybe following your breath as you do this. And if it feels good for your practice, I invite you to bring your chin down to your chest and do some gentle half circles with the neck. And there may be a few forms in today's practice that require a bit of growth, a bit of movement, maybe something you haven't done before. And please know you get to choose whether or not you want to follow along or if you want to take a break or do something different. Maybe today you can focus a little bit on growing your practice. We'll take one more neck movement wherever you are. Making your way into tabletop when you're ready. We'll go through some cat-cows and then move into some standing forms. You can place a blanket under the knees or the wrists if that feels better for you. When you're ready, I invite you to exhale, rounding the spine, chin to the chest. Tailbone goes under. Inhale, dropping the stomach to the ground. Tailbone goes up, head goes up or forward. Exhale, rounding the spine, moving into cat. Inhale, lowering the belly to the floor, moving into cow. You can work through a few of these at your own pace. Maybe choosing different movements to do in cat-cow. Just a few more times here. And when you're ready, making your way back to tabletop, we'll move into downward dog here. If you would like to just join me up in mountain pose at the top of your mat, feel free. If you're joining in downward dog, curling up onto your toes, pushing down through your hands, lifting the tailbone up in the air. Legs as bent or as straight as feels good for you. Perhaps you lift that right leg up so you're in three-legged dog. Growing that foot back behind you, that right foot. As you exhale, place that right foot down. Perhaps you lift the left leg up, pushing that left foot behind you. And as you exhale, you place the left foot down and you make your way to the top of your mat in any way that works for you. Meeting in mountain form here, grounding the toes and the feet into the ground. Growing that head nice and tall, imagining perhaps that there's a string at the top of your head and it's allowing you to float your body upward. So we're grounding as we grow in mountain. We're going to move through some standing forms. The first one being tree form. So I'll show you a few different variations you can try here. The first one would be taking that right foot and gently placing it next to the left foot. The second way would be taking that right foot and placing it on the shin. And the third way would be taking that right foot and placing it higher up, maybe on the thigh of the left leg. So you can choose whichever variation works best for you. We'll take 3 breaths here. You can put your arms in any way you'd like. If you'd like them at your chest, if you'd like them perhaps above your head, growing nice and tall. Maybe you'd like them on your waist. Once again, rooting down through the foot as we grow our head nice and tall, lengthening through the head and the upper body. One more breath here. On your exhale, we're going to move into a lunge. So bringing that right foot behind you, left knee bends, right leg goes straight. You're on the ball of that right foot. If you'd like, you can stay in a high lunge here, or you can bring that right knee down, placing it on the ground there. We'll do 3 breaths here. You can choose. Arms can stay down. Arms can go up above your head. Whatever feels growing to you. One more inhale. On the exhale, bringing that right foot up and switching tree to the other side. So once again, you can bring the left foot next to the right one, left foot on the lower leg, or left foot on the thigh. 3 breaths in this tree form. Arms by your chest or above your head. Pushing down through the feet, growing tall through the head. 2 more breaths. Maybe this feels a little bit challenging, balancing on one leg here. You can try and grow into the challenge, or if you'd like a break, by all means, take a break. One more inhale. On the exhale, lunging on the other side here. So bringing the left leg behind you, the right knee stays bent up top, hips face forward. Arms stay down or arms go up above your head. 3 breaths here. You can choose what works for you. Maybe growing a little taller through that upper body here. Inhale, exhale, one more time. Inhale, exhale. Bringing that back foot, making it up to the front of your mat. And we're going to flow down to the ground here. If you would like to just join me on your stomach, feel free. Bringing the arms above the head if you're with me. Rounding down through the spine, placing the hands on the ground. Perhaps bringing the hands to the lower legs and looking gently ahead of you on the mat, flattening the back. To exhale, placing the hands on the ground, bringing the legs behind you in a plank or placing your knees down. Inhale here, and as you exhale, lower down to the ground. From here, we'll work through a cobra. So keeping the hands by the chest, grounding down through the tops of the feet, gently lifting the chest up, arching the back slightly, a little bit of a back bend here, holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, resting down on your mat. From here, going through one more cobra. So once again, pushing down through the hands, pushing down through the tops of the feet, lifting the chest up as high as feels comfortable, maybe straightening the arms a little more than you did the first time. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lowering the body down. And if you would like, you can join me in a Superman or locust form. So from here, we're going to bring the arms up above your head. Legs stay straight behind you. And on the count of 3, we're going to lift up our arms and lift up our legs so that our body is supporting us on the ground. In 3, 2, 1. Lifting the arms, lifting the legs, holding up here. Maybe a bit of a growing edge. Lowering in 3, 2, 1. Bringing the arms down, resting on your stomach. Perhaps taking a moment here. And you can meet me on your back whenever you're ready, moving through a couple more forms on our back before we end the practice. Once you are on your back with me, if you would like to join in for the final forms, we're going to work through some windshield wiping here, I call it, of the legs. So the feet stay grounded down, the knees are bent, and you just bring the knees slightly over to the left, bring them back to center, bring them slightly over to the right, back to center. You can work through this at your own pace, perhaps on an inhale, lowering, on an exhale, bringing the legs back to center, on an inhale, lowering the other way, on an exhale, bringing them back to center. If that's calling to you to do that with the breath, feel free to do that. If there's another way you'd like to do this, by all means, choose your own way. Maybe there was a few things in today's practice that were different than what you typically have in your practice, maybe a growing edge for you. Maybe you can ask yourself how you reacted to the growing edge, how it made you feel. Perhaps you can bring that same energy to a growing edge you're experiencing in your daily life. I invite you to straighten the legs when you're ready. And another windshield type movement here, we're just going to bring the toes over to one side or the ankles, and then bring them back to center and bring them over to the other side. Center, over to the left, back to center, over to the right. A few more times each way. Windshield wiping the ankles. And whenever you're ready, you can join me in your final resting form, whatever that looks like to you. You'll notice I often choose lying down. That feels comfortable for me, but if you prefer sitting or standing, feel free to do so. Maybe you can just grow a little taller in whatever form you've chosen. And I invite you to take a few breaths here, tuning into how your breath feels in your body. Thank you so much for joining me in day 3 of our 10-day trauma-informed yoga series. I look forward to seeing you on day 4.